Another huge part of attracting your viewers is through your branding. You have to work on branding your table. And you can actually brand through your own art. And you probably already do without realizing it. Branding is pretty much just figuring out what your table is going to be remembered for. For example, this is an awesome example of a guy, he's from Culture Clash Studios, and he does work of Western animation characters and anime characters. And it's just like, I always look forward to seeing his new stuff. And it's just, I remember his art because it's so unique and it's such a weird concept. And you can brand your art either through your style or through like series or themes. For the longest time, I was known as the table with the Full Metal Alchemist art.
With the envy bring lost hair.
Yeah. Like everyone knew me as the table with the Full Metal Alchemist art because I was totally obsessed with it at the time. You can do maybe focus on a certain anime series, or you can do something like, you draw a lot of 90s game characters, or you do commissions of people as Saber Scouts or something. Just kind of be creative. Or you do fan art of characters as vampires or, something. It's not like you're limiting what you can offer, but just use a theme or something to encourage people to remember your table. The goal is for that person to walk away and know how to identify your table. Just stand out, and that's pretty much the entire goal. Another way to brand your table is to offer unique products or freebies. This one year at AWA, I did these little personality badges. And I would, what I did was I would do a commission of the person, and then I would have their name and a bunch of adjectives that describe them. I laminated them and put a keychain around it, and they sold like crazy. And the beautiful thing about this is if you have a unique product that no other table has, you can actually charge a little bit more for it because no one else is going to offer it for you. Like I sold these for 20 to 25 around there, and people still bought them like crazy. The key to branding is just to answer, what will people remember you for? Is it going to be your style? Is it going to be a certain kind of art that you do? And just start thinking about how you're going to stand out against all of the other artists who are going to be there. There's a lot of competition, and you want to come up with something that will make you stand out.
Just don't start making badges of flash, right?
Yeah, or you can make badges out of glue and flesh. I think that'll stand out. All right. If you do not... Oh, actually, before I begin, does anyone have any questions about what I just went over? Yes.
When you do fan art, I know it's a big thing people ask about the copyright issue and all that. And are all big cons or just AWA have that percentage limit, or do the big cons have it, or do the little cons have it? What's the percentage of it, if you know?
I'm not exactly sure. But, okay, honestly, I've never had that problem. Like, I've always had a lot of fan art on my table, but for some reason they never cracked down on me.
AWA has been getting bad about it mostly because they want diversity, and most people have been choosing the same characters over and over again, and they got more attention due to the fact that they're a spin-off from DragCon. DragCon has that a lot more, Comic-Con has it a lot more because it's wizard-based, and like smaller cons that you'll go to won't really give a damn because they don't really get that much attention to begin with. So it's going to depend mostly on your con that you're going to have to talk to beforehand.
Right, you just mentioned that at bigger cons they might tend to crack down more on this because there's so many people and everyone does it, so it gets a lot more attention. At smaller cons, probably not. It's not likely. And if you can't do it, it's not like they'll take you to the feds or something.
Oh,
they'll just ask you to remove it, and that's okay. I mean, that's a lot better than the alternative.
The worst thing to say is no.
Yeah. the worst thing they can say is don't do that. So don't freak out too much about it, but definitely keep that in the back of your mind. Alright, now if you don't take anything else from this panel, please remember this. You have to learn how to engage your viewers. And what I mean by that is socializing with the people who come by, whether they buy anything or not. Like, the point is just to stay positive and just make friends and everything. And I'll go over some do's and don'ts. I'll start with don'ts. This one year, I went to AWA. I decided to take a break from my table. I went around and I saw this table with some gorgeous art. Like, I just thought it was amazing. And I was flipping through the portfolio. And I guess I was there for a while, but I was just marinating on each page. And all of a sudden, the chick just looked up to me. Are you going to buy something or what? And the entire weekend, nobody came to her table. And I could tell she was getting more and more pissed off about it. And it's just like she was so moody that she was driving everyone away. You know, you're at a con, you're supposed to be social. Otherwise, you can save yourself like $40 and stay home and play games and watch anime. So don't be moody. Even if no one is coming to your table, just stay positive. I know it's really hard, but everyone goes through it. Yeah, exactly. The what?
I said drink alcohol. I mean, I get a little bit.
Drink alcohol. I'm not gonna endorse Alright. Secondly, don't pressure people. Have you ever been to a store where everyone starts swarming at you? Like, hey, can I help you? Can I help you? And they're like trying to hawk you something, and you're like, oh, I'm actually just browsing around, dude. No, like, oh, you should check out this special though. It drives you away, don't you? Like, you don't want to go back to that store. The same thing applies to artist alleys. Don't pressure people. If they're going to buy it, they will buy it. The whole thing is to make them feel comfortable, because people like buying things from people they feel comfortable with, or people they feel they can come to and not feel, that scummy salesperson vibe. And that was the thing that I mentioned in the beginning. The way to get around being a scummy salesperson, which no artist should want to be anyway, is to just be friendly and just be positive and just make people feel comfortable. Because trust me, people will come back. 3, don't steal other people's viewers. I mean,
That's just low.
yeah, that's low. It's cutthroat. You don't want to be that table or that artist. And then it's just bad karma. The same year that I went to that con with that crazy artist who was real moody, I also went to this table where I was checking out her art, and I didn't say anything. She just jumped at me like, I'll sell this print for $5, $3, $1. Just take it. You worked so hard on this piece of art. Don't undercut yourself. It's desperate. It turns people off. Like, just don't do it. If people are not going to buy something, just accept it, adjust to it, but don't beg. And that's the last point. Don't beg for a sale. Just focus on making people feel comfortable. Make people, want to come back. Focus on winning friends and not customers. Because once they feel comfortable with you, once they like you, they will come back, I promise you. Now, is there any questions on what I just covered? Okay, cool. All right, so what should you do? Do start conversations. It's surprising, and my little helper back here can attest to this. Even saying hi to someone passing by will increase the likeliness that they will come to your table. Like 8 out of 10 times, when I just say hi, people will come to the table and check my stuff out. But it's not just hi. I also focus on starting conversations with them. Just commenting on their cosplay or commenting on, a shirt they're wearing or a bag. And, oh wow, that is so cool. How do you make that? Or where did you get that? Or you watch that show too? Me too. Just start conversations. And if you seriously can't comment on anything, like they look super plain, which happens a lot, just fall back on the safety question. How's your con going? The point is just to start the conversation and get them to be comfortable and get to know them. Do make thy neighbors look good. Be nice to the other artists next to you, because if you're nice to them, they'll be nice to you. And if you need to get up, they can watch your stuff. And plus, for example, if there's a table next to you and there's a really cute print that everyone seems to look at, promote it. Like say, oh my God, that is such a cute print. You should buy it. Because even if it's not yours, you're helping the other person, and you're making people realize that you're positive, you're not desperate, and that will make people more comfortable to come to your table. Yes.
And I mentioned that it will boost your morale.
Yes, it will boost your morale. That is so true. And do keep the focus on your art. You did not pay $50 for nothing. If you feel that the conversation is kind of rambling on and straying away, just pull it back to your art. And the way I usually did that, if I felt the conversation was kind of moving away too much, I would say, oh, feel free to look at my portfolio. It's not a command, it's not a question, it's just a suggestion. And if they don't look at it, well, apparently they weren't gonna look at it anyway. And do talk about your art. Make sure whenever they look through your portfolio, that you can explain certain pieces. For example, I had a Full Metal Alchemist piece of fan art with hues, and when I first sold it, this group of girls just came over and started screaming, and that print. Whenever I tell that story, I get into a conversation about hues, about the series, about FMA. And usually I sell that print out super fast. I always sell out that print every single year. Or if you are looking through your artwork, or they're looking through your artwork, explain what inspired a certain piece, or how you made something, what media you use. Just start talking about the artwork so the customer or the prospect has a certain connection to the artwork. And of course, do make friends. It's a convention. Have fun. Be social. Again, if you are just focused on making friends, you will bring people to your table and encourage people that you're a positive person, and people will buy artwork from you.